And I promised you treats today, right? I've got Father Carlos from us with us. Oh, this priest, I love him so much. Father Carlos, I'll pin the screen so they can see you big on the screen. You just need to unmute yourself, Father. And just I'll unpin that so we can hear you. Can you find the button? Oh, yes.
Yes.
Excellent.
Okay.
Father Carlos, oh my goodness me. I should have shown you a picture with me and Father Carlos in Corato. Oh, Father Carlos is such a sweetheart priest. Oh, Father Carlos, I don't know where to start. I'm so ecstatic. All right. Father Carlos goes back to the 70s, isn't it, in the Divine World?
Yes.
Father, give us some history, please.
Okay. Well, I will narrate a little bit of what happened since then. Well, I'm Father Carlos. I was born in Mexico City in 1953. Then I entered the seventh floor of age, 72. I knew in 1976 some chapters of the writings of Luisa Picarreta in Mexico. Since that moment, I had the intuition until today that the gift of the divine will is the greatest gift the Lord wanted to restore within our souls, all the human beings. And this conviction moved me to go to Italy. I was an engineer at that time, and I left my work and I went to Corato uh, to know better where Luisa lived and to know more, to find more of the writings of Luisa. I stayed there for 2.5 years, from July 1978 to December 1980. I learned Italian with a dictionary, and the available writings were given there to me. Then I returned to Mexico. The encounter with the gift of the divine will changed my life, and fruit of this, in 1983, at the age of 29, I entered the seminary. I met with the founder of a community of priests in Mexico, and he sent me to the seminary in Toledo, Spain. After the formation, philosophy and theology, on August 4th, 1989, I was ordained priest at the Basilica of Our Lady of Guadalupe in Mexico City, and became from that year to 1993 spiritual director in the major seminary of that community in the city of Querétaro, in north to Mexico City. From 1993 to 1995, I was sent by my superiors to the Gregorian University in Rome, Italy, to obtain a master's degree in spiritual theology. The final work in the Gregorian University that I prepared was on the spirituality lived by Luisa Picarreta, especially the aspect of as a victim soul. In the beginning of these years that I was in Rome, I met Mother Marianella in Italy, and together we started the diffusion of the gift of the divine will in Miami and all of North America and Central America. Those years, in 1994, the nihil obstat of the Congregation of Saints and Faith was given to the Archbishop of Trani, and he could opened the cause of beatification of Luisa, November 20th, 1994. Some months later, our Bishop of Trani, Carmelo Casati, that was the bishop at that time, asked us to organize an international congress on the divine will in Central America. The congress took place in Costa Rica, in San Jose, in December 1995, with more than 500 participants. And the whole tribunal was invited, the tribunal of the cause of beatification of Luisa, the archbishop and all of the other members. 1 year later, I was assigned by my superiors under the authority and with the full confidence of our Bishop of Trani to guide the faithful and to teach the spirituality of the divine will, having as a primary place of work the city of Miami, Florida, traveling 1 or 2 times a month to give retreats and conferences in different countries. From that year, 1996, until today, I enjoy the faculties given by the Archbishop of Miami to exercise my pastoral mission among the Catholic faithful in this archdiocese and with his support in other dioceses in the United States. In 1996, together with Mother, we founded the non-for-profit association, House of the Divine Will, Casa de la Divina Voluntad in Miami. And this was born for the religious purpose of the spiritual formation of the faithful all over the world by means of the propagation of the life and writings of God Luis Picarreta. This association, House of the Divine Will, of which I am president since then, enjoys the support, the official support of the Archdiocese of Miami. From 2001 to 2003, I received from my superiors that were in Mexico until those years. I belonged to that community of priests in Mexico. They gave me the permission to continue my mission on the spirituality of the divine will under the authority of a bishop in Nicaragua, Bishop of León, Nicaragua. She already died, passed away. Bishop Bosco Vivas Robelo. And we continue with the actual bishop doing our mission, accomplishing our mission, traveling all over the world. And this only changed with the pandemic and the political problems in Nicaragua. Since then, since 2020, I could not go to Nicaragua, that is my canonical seat, the Diocese of León, because the government in Nicaragua. The year 2002 with Mother Marianela was the House of the Divine Will was approved as an association of faithful. The year 2003, I became diocesan priest of the Diocese of León. Then, since then, to 22 years ago, I belong to that diocese. And with the support of the Bishop of León, and in communion with the Archbishop of Trani, I continue this work and this mission together with Mother Marianela. Since then, Mother Marianela and I were involved in doing, in 1996, just after that first International Congress in Costa Rica, Bishop Casati went in going back to Corato, to Trani. He met with Pope at that time, the Cardinal Ratzinger in the Congregation of Saints, and he gave to the Archbishop the permission to make copies of the originals, the diary of Luisa Picarreta that are in the archives of the Holy See. And we had the great gift to be there with another two priests and two laity persons that helped to do that work, to make photocopies of all the originals of Luisa. And then we started the transcription of those writings to help the process, the diocesan process that was open 2 years before of the cause of beatification of Luisa at diocesan level. And as you know, this part of the process was finished in 2005, and all the documentation was sent to the chancery of the Congregation of Saints in Rome, and then was appointed the postulator in Rome, that was a woman, Silvia Monica Correale, and she started the work of the cause in Rome. Years later, she was changed for the actual postulator, that is Monsignor Paolo Rizzi, that works in the Secretary of State in Rome. And finally, as you know, last year, after a lot of work, he received from the Dicastery of Faith and the Dicastery of the Saints the nihil obstat to continue the cause of beatification, because was necessary, as always happens with any cause of beatification, to check that everything written by a servant of God, man or woman, everything written is orthodox and is in harmony with the Catholic morals. And he received the okay, the nihil obstat, and the command to publish, to make the official publishing of all the writings of Luisa. Then something that was not permitted until then, almost 85 years, since 1938, finally was released, the nihil obstat. Then there is nothing, no theological errors, no other errors in the writings of Luisa that for many years were they never said that there were theological errors, but some expressions in the whole treasure of her writings require some clarifications. All those clarifications were given to them last years, and finally they gave the nihil obstat to publish and to diffuse the divine will. Then we are waiting now for the official publication of all the writings. That will be the only one that is with the complete support of Rome to be published.
Amen. Amen. Beautiful. You can see the history of Father Carlos in the church from the very start.